Hi, welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning or good evening, good afternoon, depends on your time zone. So thank you so much, all of you, once again tuning in on time on our weekly, sort of a daily webinar on the last week of our 100 Days of Challenge. And thank you so much once again, for being in the part of the till end of the journey. So another only 4 or 5 days is left out. I think 6 more days is to complete our 100 Days of Challenge. I believe all of you had a fantastic weekend as well. I hope you got a lot of time to go through the championship preparation, etc. Today we have a very, very important topic of part of the starting of our online business that is called Vmgosa. That's exactly we are going to discuss today. So I'll connect you to the PowerPoint as usual at the earliest. Now we'll start out with a very long day, so much of content to discuss in detail today. So I'll connect to the PowerPoint. Meanwhile, you get settled in. Please, take a pen and paper, beverages, coffee, tea, whatever you would like to have, and we'll start off. Thank you so much. Hope it is okay now. Yeah. So once again, I welcome all of you for the Digital Mastery Challenge, the 94th day of our 100 Days of Challenge. We started on July 1st. Today, October 24th, 2020, Saturday. I'm live from Doha at 6 p.m. Today's topic, we are going to discuss about something called vision planning. It's a very important topic. So if you're an entrepreneur or you're planning to be an entrepreneur, if the moment you start discussing, thinking about a business, something start coming to your mind, this is basically vision. Now, today we are going to discuss about how you plan of your vision. So vision planning, that's a topic today majorly we are covering on us. What the topic in general, we are given something called Vmgosa. We'll be discussing detail on that. But we start with a vision, so called vision planning. That's the first point we'll start with. Then we'll go to other aspect as well. So what exactly the vision and why it is important, etc., etc. The most important part here, more specifically, instead of around a lot of management style we'll be talking about how you achieve based on a business model you had taken, whether it's a dropship or a YouTube or an affiliate marketing or OSM or a drop service, whatever the model we had chosen out of the 350 models, out of the model we had discussed approximately 100. In the 35 we understood it's very important. In that we had chosen 11. So whichever the model of the business model you had chosen to start an online business, and now we need to have a very good vision and achieve something. 2 examples I have taken in this today. We'll discuss about it. One is if you are an OSM owner, online shopping mall owner, in a 36 months time, how we are going to make a $1 million US. A systematic plan. We are going to explain today how you achieve that in 3 years time, starting from this month, October onwards. Now, if you are an affiliate website owner, in 5 years' time, in approximately 60 months' time, how you're going to make a $1 million. So these figures, it's up to you to decide. You want to have 10 million, or you want to have 500,000, or you want 100,000. It's completely up to you to decide. But an example-wise, I'm going to discuss about in 36 months' time how you're going to achieve $1 million. If it is 10 million, same thing. The strategy to do it 10 times. Very easy. So I've taken numbers for you to easy to calculate and work on it. So a systematic plan. It's very, very important to understand. And as I mentioned, it is not about listening. It is about implementing. So that's the reason the implementation starts with the championship. So before you come into the championship, you make this goal very clear to yourself. You plan your vision. Especially all of you do this one. Even I recommend you to the mentors. Please try to understand the mentee's vision and start continuing the mentorship based on these aspects, whether it's a 36 months or a 50 months or a 60 months, absolutely with them. So 2 examples I have given in the presentation, step by step the planning. So second half is completely on that. So it's a $1 million. If it's an affiliate website in 5 years time, 60 months time, $1 million you make it. So 2 examples is given. It's completely up to you how you look into that. Now start with the steps of building a business. So if you are planning to start your own online business, what is the first step we start with? So that's exactly, so we start with a vision. So why you wanted to start a business? It's not immediately something you to get it. As you know, if you want to do something immediately to have money on a regular income, it's always better to be in job. We are not talking about you are doing any kind of a job here. We are talking about you starting your own business. It's not you make money on a regular basis, kind of monthly income. No, consistently you're increasing an extraordinary income. Even a lifelong an employee's work, and earn, that can be achieved in 3 to 6 months time or a 3 to 6 years time. So that exactly we are talking about. So consistently you're developing your business and achieving the higher goal. So we start with a vision, and the vision should be very clear what you want to achieve. So for that, you should know to work on this business model. We recommend a model called Vmgosa. So what exactly we stand for? We stand for a vision. It stands for mission. So where you wanted to reach, it's a vision. How you reach there is a mission. So we need to discuss. We have to put into the practical. And before you come into championship, you have your mission statement. You have your vision statement. It's a very, very important part. Now you also set the goals to achieve your vision. The goal which we are recommending is every quarter you make a profit. Every month you have a revenue. So monthly revenue and quarterly profit. That's a formula we'll be discussing in detail. And every activity you do, there is an objective. So it will be connected to your goal. Your goal is connected to vision. So even you're doing some Facebook post today, or you're sending out an email today, there is an objective to achieve. That objective achievement is added to your goal, and that will reach your goal, and the goal is a part of your vision. So that's the style we are going to do. Now, every objective to achieve, there will be a strategy. So Facebook business page is a strategy. An email marketing can be a strategy. An SEO can be a strategy. Maybe a YouTube video can be a strategy, right? To reach out to the objectives part. Now, action. So this strategy, that through Facebook you can reach out hundreds of people. Through email you can reach out to millions of people. But unless you do that, you are not going to reach them. So that's an action plan. So this is exactly we are talking about Vmgosa: vision, mission, goal, objective, strategy, and action. So this is the pattern of work we are all of us going to do. And I would like you to have your vision and goal and mission is set before we start a championship. So championship time, you will you implement, start understanding, and start realizing your goals, start achieving your goals. And you also understand the various objectives, how you materialize, and the strategies, around 10-20 strategies you can really can be part of, and it will be really accelerate your success. So having said this, what exactly is a vision? So when you Google it, you get a lot of definition. Basically, one of the best things which I liked it is the ability to think about or a plan the future with imagination or a wisdom. So this is so you need to think about this vision. This is a very important part. Today, when you look at it, is around and we are living around in and around so many things. It is somebody's vision, right? Somebody thought about having so many things, right? So maybe today, we are living in an apartment now. So this apartment is somebody's vision. So so that he realized it is. That's one of the things. Or I'm talking to you through a MacBook Air. It is somebody's vision to do. Steve Jobs had a vision to have this one, and I'm connecting to an internet service provider to reach out to you. This is somebody else's vision. Now, anything and everything. The country you're living in, the country has a constitution, and somebody thought about, okay, let me have a country, a group of people come together, and because of the vision, they accept it. And every country has this vision. Every organization has a national vision. So people always talk about vision. So this is a very, very important step if you are an aspiring entrepreneur. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know what I'm talking about. If you're already a businessman, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you are not a business owner, if you're first time starting a business, whether it's offline business or online business, you need to put an effort to understand more of the vision, and you need to start thinking. So that's an ability. Not everyone has it. So some people has it very well. Some people may not. But as a human being, everybody can develop. You need to think. So today, I'll be more focusing on the people who are not very clear about what is the vision they have than we already have a vision. For example, you're a business owner, you know your vision. You business owner, you know importance of vision. You might already went through the various vision workshops. But today's objective, are majorly targeting the people who have never started any business, or even they started without not clarity of the thoughts. So that exactly today we are going to discuss about it. Now, if you ask me a major difference between an employee and employer, or a business owner and employee, I would say the business owner has a greater vision. It's a business plan. So that's a major difference. So if you are working somewhere, or you work somewhere and you're doing this as a part-time, and now you are part of a ATM, the Digital Mastery Program, as a mentor or as a mentee, you need to start thinking about the vision you wanted. It is not as an employee you think about it. Here you will just completely think about an entrepreneur point of view, what exactly you would like to achieve on it. Okay, so why it is important? So why this vision planning is important? Why we are talking about is important? So it's a clear, it's a clear vision and a solid plan. This is two things that exactly Vmgosa stand for, right? So it increases the chances of our success. So once you are very clear about it, definitely it increases the possibility to achieve. And it's also important, it will produce a lot of confidence in you. So once you have a clear-cut vision, 3 years now, 5 years now, 10 years from now, what kind of an organization you want to be, what kind of a website you want to be, what kind of a social media influencer you want to be. So once you start thinking and imagining and wisdom, you're putting into there, and you visualizing in your mind, and think about 3 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 10 years from now, you will have a lot of confidence automatically boosted. So everybody know the people who's having a lack of confidence, and people motivate their, bring the confidence to them by showing the vision, showing them vision and dreams and goals. Same thing here. Now you automatically give a lot of confidence, and also give a lot of conviction. Hey, I can succeed. I can do this. A positivity will come, and of course the determination. Hey, this is achievable. This I can do. So that one is exactly the best thing. You'll be able to communicate and get this one. So what are the process of this vision part? So vision is basically very captured. Captured, it means what exactly. When you look at the world, 2025, 2030, if we don't get initially a lot of clarity of the picture. See, for example, me as always, I was always thought maybe in the last 20 years, I'm always thought about 2025. Maximum 2030. Actually, honestly, 2030 is not very clarity, maybe around 10 years ago. 2025 is a year I always thought about it. That's a year I was returning from the business. So much of thought actually I have about 2025. But when my daughter is born, when I start thinking about my daughter's future, so when I started thinking about when she complete her graduation and she goes to the university and she's going to face the real world, so that's the time I started thinking what kind of a world she would be around 2037. So I never thought about 2037. I started thinking about, so I was not getting a real idea. Then I went and Google it, 2037, what kind of a world she will be. So when you go and Google it, if you have a problem of not understanding what is the future is, you have a problem of thinking. So 2037, when you think about it, it's a completely different world. So that's a year she completed graduation and come to the real world. So what kind of a world she's going, what kind of a job she's applying for. She may not be applying for many of the jobs does not exist that time. What are the jobs there now, very high in demand. For example, today everybody talking about artificial intelligence. We never know what that is. Maybe around 15, 20, 30 years ago, people talking about something, that job does not exist anymore, right? So many jobs are not there. So many businesses are not there. So many enterprises not there. So we never know, so so that's a capacity to think and understand the future. So think about it 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how much ever you think, and whatever you're thinking, that portion should be very clear. So you know what exactly you want it to be. So where you want it to be. If your destination is not clear, we will not be able to reach. You walk into the railway station, you go to the airport and you definitely say your destination to get the ticket. Without a destination, you don't get the ticket. So you will not be able to start the journey. Even if you're starting a journey, it's not called as a journey. It's just wandering around, right? So if you really wanted to reach some places in our life, we should be very clear where we wanted to go. 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 1 year from where you would like to stand with it. That's a very important. So you should know this in your mind, should have it. And people also, the expert also say, it is not only on the mind, you should have a physical picture of it. So that's the reason, one of the reason I'll recommend you to have a gold book today. Because it's a biological requirement for a human being to understand, because it's a biologically we need to see with eyes in the books. So that's an important step. So I would like you to have that vision, what you want to achieve. And it also should be simplified. It's not to be so complicated. I'll show you a couple of the vision statement of the different companies. We need to have a very simplified vision, and it should be documented. If it is an organization vision, it has to be documented. What exactly you're planning to do, 2022, 2025, 2000. So it has to be documented. So we'll start making a document today onwards. And it's a shared ownership. As you know, enterprising is always with a team, not one person. So as a team, we work, and a group of people come together and work together. So it's completely a shared ownership. We should have it to work on this aspect. And should be able to communicate. And people should understand what exactly your company is doing, how it is doing, why it is doing. So this is very, very important. You should be able to communicate to the people what exactly your vision, to your investors, to your staff members, your partners, even to your family members, because even to your friends, they will ask you what exactly you do, right? So we should be able to communicate that one. So basically, when you make a business plan, it's fundamentally addressed to questions. So who are you, and what do you plan to do? These two things is very, very clear. But that's not the thing which we are talking today. I'm talking a little more, okay? Beyond that, we'll discuss about this is, okay, so this is a minimum thing. Every vision document must have it as. Now, but the minimum thing, the answer is you need to explain to them who are you, means not the person I'm talking about. You're talking about what is the website you are, what kind of business you are into. Talk about a very direct and simple manner. Okay, my website is this. I deal with this kind of a niche. I solve this kind of a problems. So this is exactly you'll be talking to the people. So based on that, once you have that clarity, that's very simple. Who you are. So I'm running a so-and-so plus size dress for obese people, or I'm running an organic food for the people who are health conscious. I'm doing fitness product for those who are fitness enthusiastic. Okay, so all the things you are very clear to whom you know what you provide and what kind of a problem you address and what kind of technology you wanted, what kind of a organization you set up. Then important is structuring your business. And if you already established your business, put your date where you are starting from now and where you wanted to reach 3 years now, 5 years now, 2 years now, 1 year from now, 3 months from now. Then nature of business you're dealing with, what kind of a business you're in, and the industry you are in. So industry, how it is growing, is also important for us to understand. Now once we have this one, when you're getting a clarity here, you need to have a good vision and value. And also put your background information about what somebody ever to do, and objectives and short-term, long-term you need to do, and with whom you are working, the team, internal team and external team. Internal team may be your staffs and partners and investors. External team will be the companies you are associated with, the consultant you are associated with, the mentors you are associated with, and maybe the franchisor you are associated, the merchant you are associated with, and the manufacturer you are associated. So it's all a part of your team. So we need to think about how you make up that one. Now, before we jump into how we start making our own vision, our own plan, I would like you to look at some of the vision statement. So when you look at the vision statement of the Amazon.com, so very clearly they talk about it around 20 years ago, the same. Our vision is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. So when you look at it, as you feel it as, yes, that is it. This guy matching. But talk about 20 years ago, Amazon talking about this one. So nobody could believe this one, right? Our vision to be Earth's most customer-centric company, to build a place where people can come and discover anything they might want to buy online. Anything they might want to buy online. Today, when you look at this vision, actually they're justified, right? They could reach out to the largest marketplace today. And majority of the things you want to buy, it's there in the Amazon, around 18 million products, which is a normal human being, whatever they wanted, actually, usually it is there. So this is a vision statement that did 20 years ago. And this one is exactly the Jeff Bezos used to write to his investors initially. This is my vision. So he his letter with this message. So would you like to be part of this one? So that's when he talked about the Amazon around 10. You know that is Amazon only start making a profit last 7 years. Before that, we had a lot of tough time. So this that's the time people, actually all his investors was okay because the vision he stood for. So this is an example of vision statement. You also look at the example of another company. When you look at Nike, when you look at to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Nike is one of the things every athlete wanted to wear, right? Wanted to have it. So that's one of the things they put as a mission statement. So one is a vision statement, one is a mission statement. So this is what this is the way we also need to find out our vision statement and mission statement and keep it in a book. So before you join in the championship, make sure that is you have this as a vision book with you. Okay. Now, as we discussed, we are going for this model. So vision, mission, goal, objective, and strategy, and action plan. Now, work pattern, as you know, we always discuss about think, act, and communicate. This is a very, very important aspect. These two things are thing which I would like to discuss with you in detail today. Now, one thing I would like to discuss in detail is about many people know what they do. Many people also know how they do, but very few people know why they do. You would tell me when you are starting an affiliate program, when you're starting an online shopping mall, when you're starting a drop service, why you starting this? Why you wanted to run a business? So think about it, and you need to try to understand that. Okay. So many people think that they think they know. Sometimes people don't know. Actually, if you talk to them as a mentor and mentee conversation, I would like to have that is today or tomorrow for you and discuss this point. Okay, so it is very, very important to understand this aspect of it. Okay, so why you need to do it? Now, most of the time, we don't reach. We don't reach the communication the way we wanted to have it, right? So we wanted to really communicate. And sometimes people ask why you want to do this will be an issue. So before we come to the why, actually, I would like to discuss a couple of examples. When you look at it as an example of the Apple, so why Apple is so innovative? Every time people wait for their product to be launched, and why they are so much of innovative compared to their competition. And it is just another computer company like any other company, right? There are so many other companies, and so many other companies also have access to same kind of financiers, investors, consultant agencies, and everything. So why the Apple is so innovative? So you think about what the reason would be, and they are just like everyone else, right? So why there are differences? And they also have the same access. Many people also has the same way. When you look at it, every human being is given as an equal opportunity in a way. So the same consultants, the same media, they have it. But what make them different? What something different is there, right? Now, if you look at it, across the globe, this in the history or even the current situation, why Martin Luther King stood for the civil rights movement. Why Nelson Mandela stood for their rights. Why not others? So not only he's the only person went through the issues, challenges and problem of the civil rights issues, and it's only the Nelson Mandela is not the only person, right? Not the Gandhi is the only person who had an issue to face with the British rule, right? So many, whether Gandhi or Luther King or maybe in Nelson Mandela, all these people, why they are the people stood up. So that's a question you should be asking. So there are so many people suffered, but few people only stood up. So why only that person? So when you look at it as the people who achieved, you can see they actually start with why. It's not what they do, not how they do. It's important is why. So if you are able to understand your why, the things are different. And when you look at it, another example we should take is the Wright brothers. So in a business-wise, there's a fantastic things to learn about this. When the Wright brothers came and introduced when they flight first time, it come to the newspaper the next day. By the time there is another company with a lot of funding was doing a researching on this, and they could not do. but right for this is good too. So it is with not the resources, because there is another company in New York was doing with a lot of investment and venture funding, and they were doing a research on this one, but right brothers beat them to it. Okay, so there is something else to that one. So it's basically when you, even I have been thinking about this one, but actually I'll tell you honestly, this is which I'm sharing with you is I went through a TED talk about the same topic. So I will always think why some people has made different, why some people are so happy, why some people are so satisfied, and it is not the money, it is not the talent, not the education, it's not the family background, it's not where you are from, it's not your ethnicity, not your race. It's completely different. You can see in all the things, happy people, satisfied people, successful people, in all the aspects. So majorly what it is, so basically is my opinion. I would like you to think about this one. It is, I changed my view by listening to this one. It is, there is a pattern of people are doing, those who believe in why. Now, when you look at Apple or Martin Luther King or Wright brothers, they actually all think, act, and communicate the exact the same way. So all the people have the same pattern. You take any successful people, and you can see the people, they think, act, and communicate the same way. So if we understand, if we can adopt this the same thing, we think and act and communicate, that makes a difference. And it is a completely in opposite, so it's not that everybody think and act and communicate everyone. And when you look at these people, actually had a completely different way of thinking, acting, and communicating. So when you look at it, this is quite philosophical, but I'd like to explain to you. It is basically when you look at it as a golden circle. So when you look at why, how, and what. So when you look at it as people knows it, what it is, what is your company do, what exactly you're starting. Okay, how they do it is there are few people also know, but very few people know why they do. So you ask them why you want to do this one. That's a fantastic question you should ask anyone. Okay, so every organization, you are running a company now. You are going to start your own news store. You are going to run your own affiliate website. You are going to start your own YouTube channel. You are going to start your own drop service business. You're going to start you to become a social media influencer. You're going to be a consultant. You're going to be a trainer. Now, why you want to be a trainer? Why you want to be an influencer? Why you want to start a drop service business? Think about it. So these you need to think and come out with an answer. But I can tell you, 100% of the people knows what it is. Few people knows it how it is. That's the reason we went through 100 days of program. They're trying to understand how it is done. Why? That has to come from your side. So so how to do it is important is very few people only know why they do it. So according to me, why it comes from your purpose, why you want to do, what's your purpose in your life, and what your cause, what makes this important part, and what are your belief system, why you do this is immediately come, and why your organization exists. See, there are so many companies. Why should your company come and make money? So it's to make money, everybody has a purpose. Then why are not able to? Everybody is not able to do it. So it's a why, make a big change there. So that's a why. If you can answer, and you can have that. What is it? You get the point. So you'll understand why. So if you don't know this why, it's a problem. Okay. Now I'll tell you an example. Then all of you understand. So I'm using an Apple example because. A marketing message, if you take it from, when you look at this point of view. So it is why, how, and what. If a person thinking about, now most of the products they communicate is in the what is our company, what is our product. And some people do know how, okay? Some people say, maybe you do 100% organic. It comes to how, it's maybe a little more further. So what is, we have best coffee or a best laptop, a good feature. So the features they talk about in the what. How they talk about, few people talk about, but that is not the two thing important. Important is why. So for example, if it is Apple talk about their product, the what they talk about, we make a great computers. That is what. And how they talk about they are beautifully designed, simple to use, and user friendly. That is how. So these two is a usually majority of the companies, majority of the products communicate to the people. So now you are running a website, you are running a social media channel, you are running a YouTube channel, you are running, and you become a trainer. So what you teach, yeah, I teach a digital entrepreneurship. How you teach, I do online, I do free, and I do premium. I do mentoring with that, I do consulting. Why you do? That is a more important question. I'm running a drop service business. Okay, so what do? You know the list of your products you're going to. How you do is, I do have a mother and baby child website. I'll get you the best price, etc. And why you do? This is a question you should be able to answer. How the Apple answered this. The why the Apple is answered. We believe in thinking differently. We just happen to make a great computers. So they think differently and brought the innovations to the world. That the why itself is the innovations. It is not making a computer, not making a profit, not becoming a $1 trillion company. They stand. So you might have seen all the Apple advertisement. They say we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe. Now, if Einstein in lab today, they would have used our computer. No? So that's the way they're thinking. They think differently. Then, so believing, and challenging status quo and believing thinking a different. That is exactly they stood for, and it's connected to their purpose. So if you can this is a purpose, or you really understand, what you want to do. So people really don't buy what you do, and they buy why you do this, basically. So why you, even your consumer buy from you, it is basically your why. So this is the reason every single person buying a computer from Apple. Okay, and we are also buying comfortable with an MP3 player from Apple. We are also comfortable buying an iPad from Apple, right? Apple phone from Apple. So it is a completely, the structured way the company came out. So one of the best model, you wanted to consider how the companies to be run. It's a fantastic way you can actually model the Apple. And that's a philosophy they bought it, the structure they got, the think, act, and communication they bought it, and the why factor they bought it. It's an perfect example if you really wanted to look into that. Okay, so now the goal is to do business with the people. Now another important one, I think, as we define the customers, right? We discussed about the avatar of the customers. We discussed about the various, okay, various kinds of avatars and customer segment and demographics and psychographic, etc. But the most important thing is, not everyone is going to be our customer. Not everyone is not going to be our investor. Not everybody is going to work with you. Not everybody is continue work with you till you achieve a goal. Not everybody will join you, even though you feel it's a perfect employee for something you don't. They will not be. Many of the perfect partner will not be joining with you unless your why is matching. So whenever you meet investor, whenever you're meeting a staff member, whenever you wanted to hire someone, whenever you want an investment someone, you want to bring it to someone as a partner on board, you need to always think about your why factor, not what and how. What and how is a plenty of the people on the market, but the person is as an investor, as a partner, you wanted the why factor. Okay, so it's not again same thing for a customer. It is, do not look for the customer. Everyone is to sell something. So go with the why factor. People buy you. So if they believe what you believe in, they buy product from you. For example, you're selling let's say your wedding plus size wedding gown. So who will buy from you? A person who believes, if I go for a wedding, if I have an obese, I wanted to have a special dress for it. I want to buy a plus size dress. Then that person come to your website and buy. If a person don't believe, don't bother about it, he'll not come to your website at all, right? So even the consumers believe what you believe. So it is important to have that your belief system about your niche. And it is not just about a passion alone. You need to think about why your company exists today. Now, before we further move ahead with the vision planning, I just wanted to share with you how now you're coming out something new. Maybe 3 months ago, precisely 3 months ago, what you thought about it does not exist in the world, right? When we met in July, maybe first week of July, You never had a website. You never had an online shopping mall. You never thought about a YouTube channel. You never thought about drop service. You never thought of becoming a social media influencer, right? Majority, maybe social media influencers, some of you, April and May, our program attended, some of you affiliate program who attended part of our program, but otherwise you never had it, right? But you thought about it. You brought into the mind. You brought the vision. You got an idea. You started working on it. That thought process start bringing it up, right? So that's why it is. So you become a part of innovation. You brought something new. So you have the capacity to think. You have the capacity to take a decision, and that's the innovation happened. So when you look at it this way, you look at where you stand here now. So when you look at the world in general today, you can see around 2.5% of the people are innovators in the world, only 2.5%. Then there are few people early adopters. So they immediately take it and start doing with that. Then early majority and late majority, that's a place, the majority of the people, 34%, you can see approximately 68%, it's there. And there are other people who's left around lazy and they're not part of a mainstream and they still use, maybe still they will not be using a smartphone, they still have a text messages phone. So it is, these are the people, you know. So when you look at it as, so where do you stand? Where you wanted to stand? Basically, when you look at it, this 2.5% and this 13.5% of the people are the people who sell something, so provide something to the 70% of the people and make money in a way. Or these are the people who bring the world forward and make the people forward and get benefited out of it. So would you like to be this 2.5%? You already proved the 2.5 you are belongs to, because you innovating something, you're bringing a new niche, you're bringing something into a platform to the market, you bring new website to the market, you bring into a new something to, or maybe even you're a social media influencer and copying someone, or when, as we discussed about, copy the model, right? So when your modeling principle, we are going, still you are in the 13.5%. So would you like to be a 2.5 and a 13.5%? This is the category we want to be. Then you are an entrepreneur. If you are not that one, you are other one, you are actually left behind. So this is the portion you think about. You already took a decision to be part of as something new happening. So you already innovating. So this is an important part. Okay. So we all are sitting in the various places. We all in this matter. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and all this part. Okay. So now, basically, you get a massive success. You early adopter, if you're an early adopter or an innovator part. So this is the place actually most of us belongs to. So we are early. So we understood that the technology works, we adopt it, and we get another 70% of the people going to use our product and services. So that market we have, and that measure. But of course, some of us will become real innovators, and that also can be. So this topic in a detailed manner, we actually discussed on September 8th on day 55. And I would like you to go through and understand more about it. So this is actually a brief and refresh to everyone to be part of that. Now we'll go to the vision planning part. Now, the business vision and mission as a values we discussed. Now, you need to clarify the value you stand for and what the solution you provide to the people. Not only to the customers, you also think about your investors, your people you're working, the staff members who are working with you, and the people are depending on, etc. So all the things is very, very important before we go further. So now we discussed we discussed earlier, by 2025 we are going to achieve the goal of $1 million, or 3 years from now we are going to achieve $1 million. So everybody wanted to achieve this one. Now you think about your company, what is more suitable. This is an example I'm saying, 1 million or 5 million or 2 million, 10 million, it's up to you. Now, for example, I'm working for a goal of signal. I repeatedly keep telling about to make an ADM a $1 billion company. That's a goal which I'm working. So now it's for me to decide. My convictions came out of this one. Now your conviction, maybe you wanted to make a $10 billion or $100 billion, it's completely up to you. Or you want to make $100,000, $200,000, it's completely personal. We'll discuss a bit later about that. So you need to think about how your company wanted to reach out, how your company wanted to become. So whether it's a 1 billion or a 10 billion this completely up to you. Now, these vision you should be able to share with your team members, your investors, your people who are working with you, with the companies, everybody, around you. You should be able to do. And if you're not able to do properly, explaining about how you're planning to achieve, and they really don't understand. So it's very important for you to talk to the people with a solid plan. So vision planning is very, very important. In the Vmgosa, you need to have a written document to share with the people, because people may not be listening to always. So you may not be able to explain them 10 to 20 minutes. So you should have a detailed goal book. So the goal book has a general guidelines and where or what you want to achieve. That's a very important part. And as you know, at the personal level, when you look at the goals, and as we know, when we say organization, we all are a human being, right? As a human being, we all are individual. We are all our homo sapiens. So we have a different requirement. So it's usually when you look at it individually, we have a financial goal. That's exactly majorly we'll be discussing about it. But actually, the fact is, without a physical and mental, we cannot actually even to work for a physical, right? So physical means our health is very important. The waste time, communication to the people, to energy, to breathe and work, and brains to think about a thought, communicate to the people. Think, act, and communicate record a physical part, and think we also record a mental. So mental, a lot of knowledge, a lot of ideas, a lot of conceptions, a lot of information, a lot of experience. We need an mental part. And that is as a human being, so we need to have a family. That's one of the basic requirement of a Homo sapiens, right? So we are Homo sapiens is only the human being child is the only child required the mother's help. All other animal without mother's help, actually they can grow. So it is like it's a family, it's a foundation of the nation. Family is a foundation of the civilization. So it's a part, of course, the social part. I don't have to tell you the important. Also, we being a social animal. And that's the way everything works for us, right? So now here, everybody knows this is, we want it, it's important for us, but very few people only ready to work. So many people think, I wanted this, a kind of a visual thinking, but very few people have a goals. I'm not talking about the visual thinking, I'm talking about the goals, the goals to achieve. So dream, goal, and plan of action is the very, very important part. And we need to set a goal and make a plan and work on it, and important to stick on it and reach goal. So stick on it, as I highlight, even this during the 100 days, you might have seen many people gave up, maybe small reason or a big reason, whatever it is, they gave up. Okay, so they set a goal, but they're not even completed 100 days. That's the way I really appreciate you, how completing 100 days. Now we decided to work on 100 days. That was an action plan. Then we said, based on whatever we achieve, learn about through those 100 days, we'll implement in 30 days time. So we continued. It's not easy, right? But very few people do it. It's not everyone. So that's it. Set a goal, make a plan, get it to work, and stick to the plan and reaching goal. That's very, very important aspect. Now, all of you know that everything will start from our dream. So everybody knows that this is what I wanted. This is what I want to achieve, maybe lesser or bigger. We have it is. So we have a series of thoughts and images and sensors in our personal mind. Now, I'm not talking about what you see on a night. I'm talking about when you open your eyes, when you're seeing. So it's basically the dream is not just defining your future and present. What kind of a dream you have based on your character also judged, right? Based on what kind of a person you are. So first question is, do you have a dream? Yes, then answer is yes, then work towards it to make it reality. So many of the people don't even have a dream. So that's a problem comes in. So they're not in that 12.5 to 2.5% category. They'll not innovate. They're not early adapted. They wait for it, right? So we need to be that part. Now we need to work on it. So that is to something to achieve. And then of course there is a challenging thing we'll do, but the most important part, we need to dream big. So many of the people who did not dream big, for example, think of Larry Page or Google, did not think about that become a largest search engine in the world. And the Apple Corporation did not think, Microsoft Corporation did not think about something big. We would not have these products now, right? They thought about the dream. So many things we need to focus on our success. I'm talking about you achieving higher. See, when you look at the world today, digital economy is growing, and that's a segment we are in. You look at the people who are part of a digital economy, they had an extraordinary success. We look at the world today, majority of the richest people belongs to the digital economy category. The richest person in the world is from the technology part, right? You take a first 100 people in the top richest people, they are in the digital economy, they are online entrepreneurs, they are digital entrepreneurs. So what the area we are talking about, any level you want to reach as a billionaire or a millionaire, we have these opportunities, right? We are in the same. So we focus on that success in the bigger dreams to achieve. Now, all of us is connected to various dreams, right? For example, some of you are important, maybe a house, a home is a dream. Home is everybody has a dream. Sometimes the dream is connected to to a car, a good vehicle. It's people want it. Maybe sometime to have a fantastic holidays with your family members, taking the parents or taking the spouse, taking the people around you, taking the friends with the holiday. That may be one of the things people wanted. Maybe spend time with the loved ones in a good locations and for a long time, 2-3 months, 5 months, kind of. Maybe some of you will have a dream of owning a private jet. Maybe someone will have world tour across the globe, travel 150 countries, etc. Now, maybe some of you will have a crazy about getting various gadgets, maybe various devices, because we live in the devices world. And somebody maybe another, depends upon the pleasure or an important vehicle. Maybe few of you or most of you may have it kind of getting a jewelries and to have that with you. Maybe a dream phone, and sometimes maybe a branded clothes and branded dresses. Now maybe quality accessories. And maybe some kind of a watches. All this is very, very important. So many people feel to have a happiness with them, right? So maybe some cases people like to spend the time and money and resources to have a good food on a daily basis. And sometimes you believe to invest a lot to give a good quality education for you and yourself, maybe to your children, maybe to your grandchildren. So this, many of you are planning to go for abroad for your further studies. That can be another motivation, right? Some of you really want to do so much of things happen to see around the world. You want to do kind of a charity. You wanted to contribute something from your side. So you need to have the resources to do that for. Maybe some time to have a quality friends and spend the kind of people you want to do. And you wanted to join the best community the way that you wanted to do, right? And maybe you wanted to dress up and carry yours with self-esteem the way you wanted to have it. So my point here is all the things to have it is we want money. We are not work for money actually. We want all these things. For that we want money. If you ask me directly who want money, actually nobody wants money. People want money to buy what they wanted to achieve, right? They wanted to buy. That's exactly the point. So what do we exactly want is basically when you look at all the things, ultimately everyone wants happiness, peace of mind, and satisfaction. That's right. This is a major thing: happiness, peace of mind, and satisfaction. So whether you have a dress, whether you have a good food, everybody's important part of happiness, peace of mind, and satisfaction. Now, to have that is definitely you need to have positively achieving. And it's a completely personal. It's not necessary a person will be happy flying in a private jet. Maybe a person who's a bus driver, he'll be happy at the end of the day because how he look into the life. So that's the most important part, right? So based on this, when you look at it, it's now as this famous hierarchy of needs by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you look at it, it's the human beings define it as. So self-actualization, self-esteem, self-need, and love, belonging, security, and basic needs. These are the way the hierarchy of needs is defined. And it's all of us know is a basic need. And thanks God, I think most of us are blessed with that. And we also have a security feeling and love and belongings in a family. And social need, I think some of stuff I had. Now, the most important part is actually self-actualization and self-esteem. So here is I would like to spend the time. Most of the time, people focus on a self-esteem, here we are talking about self-actualization. Self-actualization about the self-esteem. Now, many people have defined it as a self-actualization. Only few people like a saint and scholars achieve. That's not true. Self-actualization, the moment you know the why factor, which we discussed about it, so that is your self-actualization. So now when the Steve Jobs said his self-actualization was, so he wanted to make the world is much better world through bringing devices. He said once, even a person, when I'm going to give a device to the people, somebody is in Africa can fight with a person in the Wall Street in New York with a device. This is true, right? Today, when you look at it today, the world, a person who's connected to an internet with a computer, whether he's which part of the world, how poor they are, how less limited means they have, does not matter. The moment a person connected to internet, he has an equal opportunity with the richest or the most resourceful companies in the world, right? So many examples we discussed about YouTube, the best example. Now, finally, Google has to bought the YouTube. So much of thing, when you look at it this way, so he brought his vision into the reality, bringing the people to the self-actualization. So everybody has self-actualization. So the self-actualization must be your focus area, not the self-esteem, not the other making money. So this is what people say. So making money is a result. Once you work on a why factor, the other resources fall in place. And it's not the focus is you're making money. Of course, an organization, your profit declaration is important. Like an Apple, they would declare the profit, become a profit-making company. But the focus was on a self-actualization. What the value we give to the people. When they pay the money, why should they pay to us? Why should they pay to us? You think about why should a person come to your website and cite his credit card? Why should a person come to your mobile application and put their mobile number to you, credit card number to you and give you their hard-earned money? Because you need to give them a value. So your value is important. Think about your website, your product, what your value you are giving. So that's the most important aspect. So self-actualization, this is what exactly I would like you to think. So think, act, and communicate. We said it's why factor. Why you want to do your business. Why you wanted to start your drop service business. Why you wanted to start your online e-commerce business. Why you want to be a social media influencer. There should have a self-actualization. So self-actualization is completely personal. Each one of your belief system, your religious belief, your spiritual belief, the way how your outlook about your life, etc. This is completely connected. So an example is in Apple. So Steve Jobs said, "I will make the world better." So they made that world better. So similarly, you need to have self-actualization. So a bigger one. Maybe you work on an airport. So your self-actualization will be every day. I'll make hundreds of customers, make them feel comfortable. Now, maybe, as I said, when a bus driver, his self-actualization will be a daily, I'll get a person from point A to point B, safe and comfort, and I'll smile at them to make them feel happy. That can be a self-actualization of a bus driver. So every profession, every business owner, everybody has their own self-actualization point. So now, I'll tell you like this, I share with all of you. I look at my self-actualization. I believe many of the problems in the world connected to the money. The people can make money by doing a job. So like usually majority of the people in the world get paid by doing some job. So the jobs are there, so many people get money. So many people get money, so many problems solved. Like whether the malnutrition issue or education issue, or you think about every parent, why the parents is not sending them to school, they have a financial issue. Why they're not sending for a higher education, they don't have the money to give it. So much of problems. Sometimes you think they treat the parents in a very limited way because they don't have the money. So every child wants to take care of the family in a better way, but they don't have the money. So here it is very important to consider that the money aspect to give the better things in the world. So money comes to the people, so they'll solve the problem. So they should get money. So where do they get money? So by doing a job. So where do they get jobs? Jobs are created by enterprises. Jobs are created by the companies. Jobs are created by the entrepreneurs. So the more number of entrepreneurs, more number of companies, more number of companies starts, more number of jobs are created. So I personally believe this is one of the enterprises of big solutions to the world. So as a consultant, as an entrepreneur, I decided to create more number of entrepreneurs. So if I create a more number of entrepreneurs, actually they are also part of the solution. So this is my self-actualization. Whether they succeed or not, I look at, are they creating a job? My point is that if that people are creating a job, that's successful according to me. So because the other one is a result. So self-actualization, when I feel more number of people start, they start creating a job, they start producing a result, they start making a profit, they can give out more and more employment opportunities, give it out. Even if it is a worst case, they'll be creating some job, right? So the economy will be boosting on it. So this is exactly self-actualization is the way I look into. So my satisfaction completely connected number of people starting and increasing the enterprise, making a profit and increasing number of employees and contributing the wealth directly and indirectly. When I say directly and indirectly, for example, you're starting an online shopping mall or you're starting an e-commerce project and you are not employing anyone and you're selling yourself and you're making a profit, but indirectly you're employed so many people in Bangladesh, so many people in China, because you source the product from there and you're selling. You increase the sales and increase the production. You indirectly generating the employment. Sometimes your own company, you're employing one social media manager, you're employing an operation manager, you're employing an HR person, you're employing head. That's a direct employment. So an entrepreneur is a digital entrepreneur. You create a direct employment and indirect employment. So this is when I look at it, is each one of you start at, through the consulting and mentoring, and my satisfaction, my happiness is connected how big they are growing on it and how many people are starting on it. So this self-actualization. So like this, you should have a complete self-actualization idea, or based on your philosophy, based on your satisfaction, based on what you want to achieve. This is a very, very important part. Once then we come to the various other aspects as a smaller factor, because I want to survive, I want to pay the bill, I want to have money, I want to have food, I want to travel. So then you need to make a 1 year plan, 5 years plan, 2 years plan. 1 year thing, I wanted this one, I wanted to start a company, I want to have a car. All the things are very, very important part. So now people say that there are a lot of formulas once you have this, how do you say, to achieve something. So in a part of a Vmgosa, when you discuss the vision and mission, you are clear about it. This vision you wanted, you cleared your self-actualization, your mission. So this is a mission you are keeping. So to reach out to $1 billion company, I create a lot of entrepreneurs. So a lot of entrepreneurs is creating directly our company become profitable. So that's a vision. 2030, you wanted to have one of the largest company, to have $1 billion company, to have a largest network of vendors in the world, largest network of one of the pioneers in the consulting field. All the things automatically comes in that. I believe you're getting it this year. Now, after this, when you look at this Vmgosa vision, mission, then come to the goals. So when you want to have a goal, so what is the difference between a dream and a goal? So dreams are kind of a fantasies or so many things, but the moment you convert your dreams to goals, and it will be easy to achieve, and it's a possibility of achieving a dream is very high. I believe all of you know, I think one time we had a discussion earlier, twice we had a discussion during the 100 days this point. Once again, I'll tell you, there are so many formulas are there. In the social media, we discuss the SMART is a method. The SMART is a method, basically people choose to write goals. I use a method called PPPTFM as a formula, converting goals to dream. So you can also use that's a formula, whichever the formula. If you are familiar with the SMART, continue to do so. If you're not familiar with the SMART, you can also use a PPPTFM, which is P stand for practical. You think about something, your goal is a practical. It does not mean today you have it. Sometimes you feel it is not possible. For example, the Amazon Jeff Bezos, when starting with the 250 books, he believed that he can become the largest online company in the world. So when someone say that time, it is not achievable, right? But so practically did it, and that's a very important part. Then then there should be a personal goal. Then there will be we'll discuss in detail on that aspect. Now, important here is setting a goal for your project, and even thinking about your website valuation increasing to 5 to 10 years, right? For example, now website flipping. This is one of the things which I want all of you to focus. What I noticed is most of you making a website, the flipping point of view, majority of not thinking. As you know, the flipping of the website, you go, I don't know how many of you did a research on it. Now, so our Ashif, the event manager in the team number one, a couple of days ago, I was discussing with him. I know he started doing a research. He's saying that is every Facebook group, every group of the flipping, $10,000 to $15,000 is the price people ask for every website. So think about it as your $1,000 investment become a $15,000. That should be one of the things. I believe all of you went through empireFlippers.com. I believe all of you went through Flippa.com. You understood this concept of doing a flipping part. Okay, so very, very important. So this is a kind of a digital real estate you are dealing, and it's a very important. You are doing a business. In the business comes the word called risk. So you're reducing your risk becoming a digital real estate, because you're trying to flip it. The things goes wrong, still you can make money. So you'll not lose the money. And in fact, you make money, an additional money, if you're ready to properly do it. Now, even if you spend $1,000, that is 1 year or 3 months or 6 months you worked on more than what you invested. Even you fail, you can do it, which I discussed with you. Already I discussed with you in detail about it. So I would like you to look at the importance of creating a value of your website and improving the valuation on a daily basis. Every objective you do, every goal setting activities you do, and prepare for your website for a better sale. You can have a website audit done and check with this what the price is increasing, and all the things when you do your website part, you will get a fantastic valuation of your website. So website flipping must be a part of your goal. It may not be part of your vision, but can also be a vision. Many companies are working on this. I built a company, I sell off my company. There are many people work that way. So important to choose a good name. It's just a proper domain name, web hosting space, and you properly doing even your template is even a template base you can have. And you can have a rich content in your website, SEO properly done, more traffic to your website, and you also get the auction from the world. Even you can your domain should be transferable. Who buy the website from you, it should be transferable to someone. All the things are very, very important for you to flip it. So I'm going quickly because we covered this in detail about the previous session, but I know very important for you to understand about the flipping aspect. As I mentioned, it is when you start building a website, now everybody's setting up the website. Tomorrow onwards, on a daily basis, we're completely working on setting up your website and technology aspects. So every time when you set up, you need to do it is, which can be sold. And people, even your domain name, I see you're choosing a randomly some domain, you might get frustrated and using many of the domain. Even I sometimes I rejected many of the domain name by looking at it as you're not considering the aspect of the tomorrow someone else also will to flip it. So for example, if I use a Shan, not necessary customers comes and buy, because it's tomorrow when I sell it, why should he buy a Shan? Do not think about it's tomorrow you own this business. Tomorrow, sometime for a better profit, or sometimes things goes wrong. You make of this and make money. So I would like you to go back and think about all the aspects and understand about this one. And sometimes maybe because of your competitor also maybe buy from you. So this is in detail we discussed about on day 34. I would like you to go back and understand about the website flipping and every step. And today, when you make a vision, part of your goal is should be this one as well. Which one? How do you how you flip it is okay. So your production scope and how you generate traffic, total number of visitors, monthly revenue, quarterly profit is all the things. This must be part of your vision part. Now, I would like to share with two ideas, two examples as mentioned. For example, if you are going for a vision for an online shopping now. Then your vision, one of the things which we are recommending in terms of financial aspect, by 2023, you're making a $1 million. So, which is a 36 months time. So that means 12 quarter here, every 3 months, right? Every 3 months, you make a profit. And every month you have a revenue. So that's the way you declare it. But then every month, every quarter, actually you can divide and reach out your entire success. For example, if you, and I'm taking two examples now, one for October, one for January. I've taken as a calculation wise easy if you can actually start working on. For example, quarter 1 in 2021, if you want to achieve $1 million, So 1 million, when you listen, oh my God, 1 million, it's a huge one. Can I achieve? So there's a problem. But if you look at the, first month, you don't want, you have 36 months time to have a $1 million. Not that one day come to you $1 million, right? You have 36 months. So you divide by 36 months. The first quarter, you just need a 0.5 percentage. That's around $5,000. That's it. In the quarter two, you need a 1%, $12,000. If you consider this way, you can see it is when you reach this now around a quarter, you can actually 100%, you can have it by 2023. It's that easy. So when initially you start with a less, because initial part we take some time to understand about it, 0.5 percentage, then 1%, then 10%, like that you can increase and achieve that one. Now, most important is you need to work on this one. Now, if you are an affiliate website, I would recommend this to follow all of you. Your vision is 2025, you make a $1 million. That's a 21 quarters you have. Every 3 months is a profit you will be declared. Now, quarter four, now this month, October, November, December, you set a goal as a minimum 1,000. If you are participating in championship, definitely you can have a 3,000, right? So, but if you otherwise also, if you're not even participating in championship, start at the 0.1 percentage, just $1,000. The first 3 months you try to make only $1,000. Then you increase to 0.3, 0.6, 1.3. Like if you split every quarter, 6%, sometimes 10%, 15%. So when you work like this, when you can understand, 2020 where you can also have $1 million. So you have a very clear-cut goal for every 3 months what you have to achieve, every quarter, every month what you want to do. Now every quarter is a 3 months. These 3 months you divide it 3 months with the 12 weeks. So then every week what the activity you do, and every week is 7 days. If you're working for 5 days or 6 days, make it 5 days. So every 5 days, every day, 5 days in a week, what you're going to achieve in the every day, what you do. So you have a 4 hours work to do. So to achieve the $1 million. So every 4 to 6 hours, you work on what you wanted to achieve on it. So this is the way I would like you to have a goal and objective. So now, unless you have this one, so when you join us of 30 days time, championship time, an example you take it, this championship is divided into 4 weeks. And every 4 weeks, we have 6 days is actually we look for. So you have a 4 hours into 6 days, is 24 hours time. So what exactly 24 hours the mentor to help you? So unless you are clear about it, mentors will not be able to help you. So that's exactly today's session. Actually, I'm reiterating. I would like you to go back and go back to the same pattern of a Vmgosa party. So please don't forget this one. Vision, mission, goal, objective, and strategy. So how do we practically do this? And now I would like to, I would share with you today the goal book. I would like to have a goal book. I personally recommend you to make a physical copy. You want us to make for you? Actually, we can make for you at that cost. Actually, it's up to you. If you make yourself is easy, and you can do whatever quality you want it. So steps of building businesses actually basically this idea which we will discuss with you now. So soft copy, I leave it to you for your goal book. So for 5 years plan, you have a goal book today onwards. Start filling up this what you want to do and make an action plan and do an objective. Start working today onwards. So I leave it to the soft copy today. Now, so when you look at the step of the building the business, so first thing is your thought. You really wanted to grow. From where you are standing now, you wanted to grow. So basically, grow stand for goals, reality checklist, opportunity, and willingness to act. So do you think to achieve this goal, the goals, this opportunity is a good opportunity or not? So do you have a goal first? Do you really want to improve your life? Do you really want to have a better life a better life? You really wanted to give out a better things to your parents? Do you really wanted to have it much better? This is the goal you think about. This, if you wanted to live in a better house, you wanted to have a better car, you wanted to have a holidays, you wanted to, so these are the things you think about. If we have it is, think about it, is it going to be achievable if the way the life is moving with you at the moment? That's a reality we should accept. Are we going to achieve or not? If not, are you think about the digital economy, the affiliate program, online shopping mall, drop service, YouTube channel, or a social media influencer, or a mining opportunity or blockchain opportunity? Is it an opportunity for you? If you feel it is this, then it makes sense to you. You believe it can be make a $1 million. If the people are already making or not, you can see hundreds and thousands of people making hundreds of thousands of dollars every month. They are making, and they found this an opportunity. Are you ready to take this an opportunity? If yes, then are you ready to work for it? That's a question. Are you ready to work for it? The first question is, you start with your vision. And as we discussed about, you think about a dream, and through the dream, you need to come out of the goal. In that goal, not wishful thinking. I'm talking about you're working towards your physical and social family accept. Whatever your goal is, it's completely up to you. Whatever the goal you wanted to use it. Now, so these goals are very, very important for you. If you feel it, you get a happiness, you get achievement feeling, or you get a satisfaction. There's all the things. It may be, maybe sometime you wanted to go for a higher education. That can be a thing, or maybe sometime kind of a branded product can be, dresses can be. Like we said, it's completely up to you to decide what thing that you wanted. So as we discussed, you choose your hierarchy of needs connected with your $1 million, which we discussed now. Is that going to solve your issues? So these connections, these thought is only make us a motivation part. Now here, when you look at it, is how do you achieve this one? So you have a vision, you have a mission. Now you have a goal. The goal is not with a vision, visual thinking. Visual thinking you need to convert to dreams, the dreams to goal. That what is exactly we are talking about. So as we discuss about dreams to be reached, it should be practically achievable dreams, not that unrealistic goal. It should be a realistic goal and a personal goal. And every human being has a different ideas, right? Different outlook about the life. I cannot have your dream. You cannot have my dream. So we are two individuals. So basically, it has to be personal. It has to be very positive. Ultimately, we wanted to have a peace of mind, satisfaction, achievement. It is not cheating and making money. It's not doing a bank robbery and making money, right? It is we should feel inside happiness, satisfaction. So that's a positive, and it has to be time bound. So, okay, later happen. That is how fast the life is going, right? So it should be put a time bound and should be flexible. As you know, world is not in our control. 2020 is a perfect example. Everything got changed. So many things is not in our control. So it should be a flexible part and should be measurable, right? So for example, today you don't have a vehicle. 1 year from now, you want to have a car. So a lot of examples which we discussed in the last thing, I leave it to you. We discussed about the various practical examples, which is people thought it. So I would like to go back and watch this one. And it's the most important thing is now your goal when you set, very, 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 very clearly with the time bound, the PPPTF. For example, you want to go for holiday. Just say I want to have a holiday. Instead of that, you say I want to go to the France and stay in the Paris on 15th December 2000 and live in a Crown Plaza Hotel with my friends so and so. So with everything more specifically you're talking about is called a goals part, right? So this is basically how you work on it. Your purpose of life. We started talking about why, then what are short term, then mid term, and long term goals. Now, when we do this one, how do you consider is the time part? So, for example, about 10 years, whatever you're planning to do is part of your life. That's exactly your why reason. This is my why, right? Now onwards to 1 year, that's your short-term goals, and midterm is from 1 to 5 years. So in the midterm, it comes your the $1 million to achieve. So you think about it, you're doing it is, and long term it's a 5 to 10 years. So Vision 2030, your 5 to 10 year long term goal. So this is exactly we are talking about. So make your own money to achieve what you want to do. So once you are done, so once you're very clear about, I would like you to have this vision book with you. Take a printout, physical copy, and start bringing into your life. So 2020 to 2025, 5 years, you're going to have this book with you. So it's basically whatever dream you have, if you're believing it is, create and succeed. Very simple. If you don't believe it, don't make this book. And I can tell you it's a waste of time. But if you believe, you are sure about you're going to succeed with a website, with a YouTube channel, with a social media influencer opportunity, then you make this one. And if you believe, I'm not talking about a website success. I'm talking about, are you sure about you have a capacity? You think you can have a better dream. You want a good car. You want a holiday. You would like to have a private jet. You would have it, or you want to have a car. All these kinds of things is a very important part. Now, another opportunity, I don't know how many of you really look into, it's not only ongoing, you are building a wealth, at the same time, the net present value of your website is also increasing. So it's another advantage. That's the reason you can always think big. So every time what some of the activity you're doing and your website value is increasing compared to many other businesses. Now, if, for example, you start a boutique in a city, and the valuation of that can increase only 2 times or 3 times. But the valuation of an online business, it can be billions of times. An example, you think about WhatsApp, you think about Skype, you think about Facebook, Instagram, and you think about diapers.com, you think about souk.com, all these things, the kinds of souk.com, when this started with less than $100,000, sold for approximately $1 billion. $10,000 business of Flipkart sold for $17 billion. So this kind of a valuation is there. That's an opportunity we have, right? So net present value also should be our goal of our website. So how do you make your website component? So this has to be in your goal book. So it's not only a quarterly profit, which you discussed earlier, that is definitely should be there. At the same time, the valuation increasing. They would start with the domain name. Tomorrow, I'm going to spend with you again. It's branding domain and setting up a website, blah blah blah, everything. So that's the time you need to have this is in place. So make sure that is in your domain can be sold as a premium, and the more the age is going to be increasing value. So age of website is also it increases the value. So total number of people coming to your website increases the value of the website. And unique visitors, I've been telling, unique visitors gives you more value. Get a more number of unique visitors to your website, and you always maintain an average visitor. Do not go up and down every time. Keep increasing. That makes a price increasing, and more number of pages you are adding to the website increases the value of your website. More number of page every time increases its increase. So when you add a product into your website, you actually not only you're trying to sell it, you also added the value to the website. So tomorrow when your valuation of the website, it's important to have this one. So number of words, every content you add to the website is also adding the value. So image you are adding, adding, it's also increase the keywords you have the website, add the search engine ranking. The moment you start ranking in the Google first page, your website goes up. That is a good monthly search volume keyword. You rank in the Google first page just because that people buy from you. So that's a beautiful of this business. You think about compared to many other business, every activity we are doing, this online business has a huge advantages to give us to us. Yahoo ranking, Bing ranking, every directory you placed, every classified you placed, the forums and discussion you are involved, your social media networking, your articles, your blog, everything in add value. So whatever you do today on a daily basis, not only try to generate revenue, it's also increasing the value. So what your social media, your Facebook like, comment, like, and share and post and everything on it. Your tweet it and followers and LinkedIn, YouTube subscriptions, everything. Now you're increasing the value. Even your online promotion, all the activities doing your advert account, publisher account, email marketing activities, and your opt-in list, your double opt-in list. You do a dropship arrangement, a drop service arrangement, and merchant tie-ups. And the time you are investing, even you are attending this, whatever the time you are putting into this, need to invest and to record that one, and it is actually has a value. And the revenue you're generating, and of course, there are a few other measurements like Alexa ranking and audit report is important to increase. And this entire details on a day 35, August 16th, we discussed in detail. So on a net present value, how to increase, I would like you to start thinking and working on it. I would like to go through this and learn more about this one, okay? So basically, you're planning the future with your website progress. Now we are going to set up a website, putting a domain name, and do the thing, people come into your website, search engine ranking, it has to be part of your book itself. So it will, on a daily basis, this one is exactly we try to do. So two things happen by doing this one. You definitely are increasing the progress of your website and profit. At the same time, are increasing the value as well. Whether you are doing a simple thing on a Facebook, or you're increasing on a LinkedIn or a YouTube subscription, or adding a new YouTube video or a new pin or Insta activities or a WhatsApp group, joining a WhatsApp and having a WhatsApp, WhatsApp various groups, everything you're creating a thing. Plus even offline promotions. So something your car sticker, your maybe a brochures, maybe a participate in the conferences, your business card exchange with the people, everything, So having a good value for you to have it as. So this is important. Come to your mind and think about how you expand and go to the market. So I would like you to think and start working in this aspect before you start doing tomorrow onwards. There's a few set of activities which I'm recommending for you to do. Okay. Now your revenue end, it's a definitely increases the value. So that's the reason consistently you're making money. So this is important to have a website value. So overall value of your website is important, as we discussed, vision, goal, plan, action, and success. This exactly through vision book you need to have. So this vision book is actually you can actually compile it and take a printout for you to have this one. So how that comes with the vision book, come with your brand name and logo, and put it is in the covering page, and you describe your niche. So what the niche you are starting, put the niche, the point it is, you put your why, your purpose, you put your why purpose there, why you wanted to start this business, or why, what is important of the what is that, your niche, or why you do a drop service, why you do a YouTube channel, the purpose you mentioned there. And also describe your consumer. We discussed about this earlier, right? Your avatar of your customer. So, and what type of a customer, who is going to associate with you, who is going to believe you, who is going to pay you. This is important. Now, what are the USP? How you are different from your competitors, and what are your pricing and your position, which range of a product, what the market price you charge, and how are you distribute, how you reach out to the people, how are the channel you do, which are the platform you will be using, and what are your promotion strategy? Is SEO or email or a social media is important part, and conversion ratio optimization. What your conversion strategies, and what's your growth strategy? That's another important part. How you're going to grow, and you also have a referral strategy. How to get referred by the people, how the people loyal to you, advocate with you, and how you increase the value of your website, and how you increase the value of the consumer, and how you retain them to come back to you. So this is the way your complete plan should be there in the goal book, the first page. Now, from there, you look at your domain name. So think about domain name value. You know that you can go and check your domain name value every time. You place it in a sedao.com, or you place it in a different website. You can see your website, your domain value increasing. I don't know how many of you notice that. Sometimes the more and more number of people come and doing. And think about by 2025, what price it will be reaching. You're doing nothing in a way. But I don't want to say nothing because your other activities are indirectly adding the domain value. So then think about your website. So age of website, put that one. I have Q1, Q2, Q3, and put the number of visitors is coming. So you put this one every month, every quarterly profit when it comes, and you can fill it up. Even your monthly you can do it is as well. It's up to you, but I recommend it every quarter, every 3 months, you review all these activities and think about how many unique visitors I got, how many average visitors I got. I do this one. Okay. Now, sorry. Yeah. Now you also put into this my search engine ranking, which are the keywords started ranking in the first page and second page. Every 3 months you cross check and Yahoo and Google how many you do it as. And 2023, how many reached? 2024, how many reached? 2025, we know how many keywords. So your goal must be around 100 keywords. You are ranking in 2-3 years from now. 1 year, definitely you can plan. Maximum take it 2 years. 1 year time, you can actually plan. If you completely focus for 6 months, actually you can rank all the 100 keywords. But even your part-time you're doing, make sure that 100. So think about you have these keywords ranked. Even while you're sleeping, people come to your website and buy the product and you make money, right? Now Yahoo answers or Quora answers, directories you're planning to do, all the things you plan into your part of your vision book. Put your social media profiles and how many profiles you're planning to do, and how many people are going to be there. How 70-20-10 principle, how you're going to apply for a monthly basis. Total number of profile you wanted to have, comments you wanted to have, all the things you can start recording it. Is every quarter you just set a goal and work on it, and you share these goals with your mentor and say, this is my goal. So mentors always ask you about what's your weekly goal, what's your daily goal, what's your monthly goal. So this one, if you don't have it, there's no use of doing this mentoring aspect, right? So everything, whatever the activity you're doing, put recording it honestly every day basis. On this should be a kind of a manual for you to check in a quarterly and then monthly. That month activities you need to make as a monthly manual activities. Okay, so Pinterest activities and all this thing, put the exact date. This is a kind of a book you will come to you, and you can do this one. Even you're doing an offline promotion, record that is, even including the investment you have done, at the important part. Then online promotion also do how much money you're spending in case you're spending, as we know, I recommend to around $500 as a working capital with you. So you investing that, so put that in, do it. Now you might expand your business. Maybe tomorrow you start a dropship arrangement. Maybe you become an e-commerce market, or you become a marketplace. How you do that as well. Okay. Then there's a manpower investment, how much time you spend on it, that has a value. So think about how many total number of hours you invested by 5 years from now, 3 years from now, how much revenue you created from Amazon. If it's an affiliate website, there's an example I'm showing is an affiliate website, how much money you made from Amazon.com, how much money you made from Amazon.in, Flipkart, AliExpress, like other companies, how much you earn. Put it that one and add to this in the part of the book. And of course, Alexa ranking, you can see by doing all this activity, you are improving your Alexa ranking. So you can see 2020, then 2021 where he reached, 22 where he reached, and keep this one. Okay. So once you start doing this one, so you can see that is kind of a miracle happening. This I would like you to do this one, which is many who will say, "Hey, you're kidding." Actually, no. The moment you start making this goal book, you can see the wonder things happening. I'll promise you, this is you'll experience within 3 months. But you need to do this one. Majority of the people don't do this one. Don't do these books. Okay. And some people embarrassed to do this. And I really want to do book? Yes. Physical book? Answer yes. People say, I have a wonderful iPad. But actually, I tell you, the biological requirement as a human being, that's what an expert says, is your physically kinesthetic experience is important. You need to have this, to have this goal book, to keep it with you. And to look into whenever you want to have. You open it and whenever you want to have. You need to have this the goal book with you. Every time, it's close to you. And it is actually also, I tell you, you open your goal book. When you get frustrated, sometimes you get a negativity, sometimes people attack you. When you're pissed off, open this, you'll have a peace of mind. Okay, so that's another thing. So I'm not talking about because of peace of mind I'm talking about once you start doing this one. Put into the plan, think about it 3 years from now, 5 years from now, put in a plan, action plan, put in the goal book, and make a plan of every quarter. Every quarter divided with 3 months. So 3 months divided to 2 weeks, and that week divided to the actions. So that is how you want to achieve. So this is important part. And the book's first part, it is nothing about your website. It is about you, about the kinds of thing you wanted, as we discussed, the kinds of house you wanted, the kinds of life you wanted to live, the kinds of good thing you wanted in this world, the things you wanted to provide to your parents, the things you wanted to give to your family members, to your friends, your teachers. All the things has become very, very important for you. So these one, please do not compromise. So as you know, the earlier when we do a boot camp in a physical way, we used to have the physical book to distribute to the people and to make them to do, because that's also work, to do. So this time, this soft copy will come to you in a PDF format. It's editable format. You can actually edit and give to you. This way you can refer it. One option is that one. So tomorrow you discuss with your mentors. I'll also give them guidance to the mentors. So if you want us to make it for you, we can make it for your big one. That's a beautiful one. It's actually a quite expensive one. So if you wanted to invest that money, so you let us know, we will make it for you. Otherwise, you do yourself, buy a good drawing book, or a good book on it, then put that one, make a chart, and do it. Can I have a soft copy and hard copy? That's the best one. So you don't have to carry always the book, but actually still you need to have it at your home. This is a hard copy. Soft copy, also you can make it on it. Okay, so it's very important for you to have this one. Never forget this one. So please do take this one as a first step before your championship starting. It take not 1 day. It take around 2, 3, 4 days to complete. You need a mentor's help for it. Please check with them. So tomorrow I'm also discussing with them to discuss with you in the morning session and talking to them. So this is a very, very important for you to have, and you need to do a goal setting. You need to have a goal setting exercise. You need to think about, sometimes you are stuck, you don't know, so they will help you. Our mentors will help you to set this goal and understand about more about and finding a solution about setting the goal. So majority of problem will be solved the moment you start setting the goal. You find you become a part of a solution. Today you're thinking an impossible thing, it become a possible thing. As I mentioned, it comes to you, a miracle will do happen. This is happened to me many times. It happened to you. You check with everyone who have set a goal. Things do happen. Okay, so very, very important. So I really wish all of you a great success to that, and important to have a championship. So the importance of the championship is here. You need to participate in the championship. Whatever I'm talking to you individually, you start implementing is going to be challenge. As I mentioned, even your bookmaking itself is a challenge. To filling a book, it's a challenge. And unless we have a lot of motivation or inspiration or someone to ask us, hey, Shant, can we do together? When we have a team says work together, that exactly through you have a buddy, you have a mentor, you have a consultant, you have a trainer, you have an event manager, you have regional coordinators, you have a consultant, all the people who work with you do this championship time. And as a human being, we believe everything based on evidences. So we see some evidence that we believe and we have a conviction that will motivate and we work. So here, this are exactly I would like to achieve the 30 days of a championship time. So you make this book ready, makes your plan ready, makes your vision ready, make your website ready, make your social media channels ready. We will work on a championship for a 30 days time. Whatever we learned in last 100 days time, we work together and do this one. So that's the reason I insist all of you to be part of a championship part. So this is the goal. If you know how to make $100 per day, if you know how to make a $3,000 a month, you can actually completely work on your business. If you know how to make $100 per day, you can also make $1,000 a day, right? That's a simple logic. So you need to understand how that process all about, right? Now, as I mentioned, it is 2 goals. An example, it's an online shopping mall in 36 months time, $1 million. Now you also have I did not discuss with you backup plan. Backup plan in the championship in the OSM is a backup plan. You can rent out. There's an assured guaranteed rent is coming $200. So think about $2,000 of investment. You're getting approximately $200 as a rental guarantee. So you have nothing to lose it, and plus you can also flip it, right? So in OSM is a done deal for you. It's a fantastic opportunity. I don't know how many of you really understood that is. Anyway, foundation stores is only 125 stores left out now. So think about it and talk to our mentors and to understand how you can be part of it. Now, if you have an affiliate program, affiliate website, so it's a $1 million you're making. This I'm considering even without a mining. But if you have a website with mining, I'm going to discuss with you in detail on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll have a complete much more $16,000 with one website. You get a contract, how you do this one. So you can earn $1 million through your affiliate websites. This is also have a systematic plan, and most of you have an opportunity to have this to start with, and you go and check it online. As I told you an example, that the people make $100,000, make $200,000 per month. So that's the industry we are in. So we are talking about a much lesser amount of a $3,000, and it is very much is possible if we systematically work and implement. That's the important part. So this is what exactly Vmgosa I would like to share with you. You start with the vision, mission, and goals. Then we discuss so many strategies during the standard days, and every week we'll have an objective. Now this objective of a championship is to have a conviction, to get a $3,000. For me, is a secondary, because even you make a $10,000, if you don't getting a conviction, there is no point. And sometimes you just make $1,000, still you have a conviction on, right? So $3,000 is the goal, and that's the goal. That's the objective. It's a championship. We want you to get a conviction. So I would like to seriously recommend you to part of it. And why I know that some of you already decided to be a big part of unofficial entry, but official entry is much better. And official entry, you get a full support as well, right? So official entry be there. I know sometimes you have more time to spend on it, but according to me, worth it on that 30 days. It's really, really important for you to participate. And we all, as over 100 mentors, is ready to work with you. you can understand 100 people are working with you on a daily basis as a team. So it is alone. You think about $100 is really challenging. 100 people talking $1 per day, right? If you have above 100, think about it that way. Above 100 people are there with you. $1 can they make a day? So that is a more convincing to the mind, right? So think about it that way. So over 100 mentors is working with you to how it is, and you have nothing to lose. You know that even you fail it, we compensate with $1,000. And by the time you already learn, you have a website, you have a channel, so it's yours. So here is a completely a done deal, and I never knew. I don't know any other deal, this kind of an opportunity exists. So I really urge you to be the part of a Vmgosa, think, act, and communicate, and we'll make an action plan tomorrow onwards. We will have a lot of action plan to discuss like this. So action plans are starting tomorrow. So I want like you to start working today. Start making a goal book. Start working on your goals and vision and mission, and put this one. Okay. So thank you so much, all of you, be part of this one. And I know you have many questions. A few minutes from now, I'll be joining in the mastermind. So then we'll discuss in detail from there. And once again, Vmgosa is a fantastic thing to all of us to think about the strategy to work on it. And the goal book, never forget to make it. As I know some people make fun of you, but that's okay. But it works for you. Okay, it worked for you. It's, believe me, the miracles do happen with that one. Okay, so thanks a lot. I'll join you in the mastermind a few minutes. And to take you the maximum number of questions. I request all of you to join in the mastermind now. Thank you.